sisters, I hope you're having a great Wednesday, and I hope you're keeping warm if you are overseas and experience a heat wave, or that you're keeping warm in Auckland. It's winter here, and I hope you're keeping cool overseas because they're having a heat wave over there. So hi, I'm Meenal Patel, naturopath, medical herbalist and food scientist. I help professional women aged 40 plus who are sick and tired of yo-yo dieting lose weight naturally and sustainably so that they can feel confident, energized and calm in their bodies. So in these wellness recipe lives, I switch out some recipe ingredients. Hi whoever's watching, feel free to say hi. And I switch them to healthier ingredients. So today I'll be making a quinoa sushi hand roll. And sushi used to be one of my favorite snacks when I was studying and also while I was working. It was just so easy to grab on the go. And so today I'm going to show you a healthier, simple recipe. Hi Maru, good to see you. And so the main ingredient of today's hand rolls is quinoa. So quinoa is a great source of protein. It's a great source of fiber and also protein, folate and magnesium. While rice on the other hand can react in the body like refined sugar. And it does have some good nutrients in it. However, the actual bran and germ layer have been removed from the rice, which makes it ultra processed. And brown rice is a little bit healthier, so it's a good alternative. And so my lovely husband VJ will be recording or moving the camera around, and I'll be reading the comments in the live post. And so who loves sushi? I know I do. Feel free to put a thumbs up in the chat. And if you're watching on replay, type in #replay. And you can also feel free to comment in the chat. I'll read your comments and reply to them, even if you're live or if you're joining us on the replay. And so let's begin. This is a simple and easy recipe. So I've actually got some quinoa, which is boiling on the stovetop. So it is, I'll show you, that is boiling away. So I'll just show you what that looks like. And so wait until that's cooked. But I also have some pre-made quinoa, which has been refrigerated, and I'm just going to use this for now. And to make the quinoa even tastier, I was going to share with you a secret tip. And so to the quinoa, we actually add in, this is my husband's little tasty technique, we add in 1 bay leaf, and we add in a little bit, about half a teaspoon to a teaspoon of vegetables plant-based stock powder. And we're looking at switching our stock powder to making our own to make it even more healthier. Because in some products, there can be certain ingredients that you don't want in there. So just be mindful to read your food labels. This one here has in some maltodextrin and other things that I wouldn't usually use, such as the vegetable oil. But we're finishing this off and then we're switching to a natural, healthier alternative. Alrighty. So to begin with, I have got my vegetables here and some salmon to put in to the sushi hand roll. And so some of the veggies I've got 1 celery stick. I've got about half a carrot here, and I've got about 1/3 to 1/4 of a red cabbage. And I have 1 capsicum, red capsicum, and I've got 1 yellow capsicum. These are also called red bell peppers. And so feel free to use whatever vegetables you have at home and the vegetables that you like. The big part with making a healthy sushi hand roll is to get a variety of colours into the hand roll. Alright, I'm going to start cutting up the celery first. And I've given it a wash already, and I've washed it with filtered water. And I'm just going to cut off the leaves and use the middle part. And I'm going to chop it into longer pieces. So this might be a good size for a sushi roll. So I'm just going to cut it up into thin pieces. Like so. So I've cut the celery up into sticks about this size that you can see. I'm going to chop those into smaller pieces. So do what works for you. If you like chunkier pieces of celery, then you can do that too. Okay, so that's all been chopped up. The celery is ready to go. And the next ingredient I'm going to be chopping up is a carrot. I'm just going to give that a quick wash because I haven't done so already. I'm going to cut this carrot up into thin pieces as well. But how long do we need? About that much. So I'm going to cut the carrots up into similar slices as the celery. Okay, I'm going to use another knife, which will actually cut through this. Because carrots are quite tough. Alrighty, there we go. I'm just going to cut that into smaller pieces. Oopsies. Go, and then chop these pieces into halves. So the carrots are all cut, and I'm going to do half red capsicum and half the yellow capsicum. And give them a quick wash with filtered water. I'm just going to double check on the quinoa before I get started. So it actually looks like it's cooked. The water has all evaporated, so I know my quinoa is cooked. And I'll just show you what that looks like. Go. And turn the oven off. So that's all ready to go. And what you want to really make sure is that the quinoa is sticky before you prepare these hand rolls. So you'd want to wait till they cool down, until the quinoa cools down. And so I'm cutting up half capsicum with a red capsicum. And what I do with the capsicum is just take out the white part and the seeds and cut off the green stalk. And now I'm going to cut this piece into thin slices, about the same size as the carrot length, but I'm going to do thin slices. And so depending on the size of your family, you'll probably want to get more or less ingredients. So I'm preparing this for myself and my husband for tonight. Might be quite a bit. And so now I'm going to do the yellow capsicum. I'm just going to take off the white part of this and remove any seeds. Take them out like so. And then chop those into thin slices as well. And so these sushi rolls can actually be simple and easy and quick snacks for your kids or for yourselves. And they can actually make a really delicious lunch or dinner as well. And so the last vegetable I'm chopping up is the red cabbage. I'm only going to do a little bit of the red cabbage because we don't want too much in a hand roll. Okay, I'm just going to cut this. The stalk part's quite tough. Alrighty, there we go. So that's all the cabbage I'm going to use. I'm cutting off the tough part on the side here. There we go. So some of it just comes off automatically, so I guess I'm just going to tear that up into shreds, and you can use as little or as much as you like. And that's enough for now. We'll cut some more if we need some later. And so then the protein source that I'm going to be using today is salmon. Salmon is super healthy for you and contains good fats of omega-3s and DHA and EPA. I'm going to be using a clean knife. So when you're doing this, if you're using raw fish or raw salmon, it's really important to use separate chopping boards, separate knives, and to make sure that you clean up thoroughly after you've been chopping the salmon or the seafood or whatever meat protein you're using. But you don't need to use meat. If you don't eat meat, you can just have a vegetarian one. If you'd like, you can use some tofu or something else that works for you. So now I'm going to, the salmon fish actually has the skin on. I want to quickly wash the salmon. I just bought this fillet slice from the supermarket. And I probably got too much for us, but we'll see. A little bit can go a long way with salmon, and it's got its skin on, and I'm going to take that off. And I'll do that by, I'm going to hold one end from the skin and then chop from the bottom to remove it. It's fairly simple to take off. And do your best to get quite close to the bottom. It's very slippery, so be very careful with the knife. And so I'm just going to cut a small portion off for the sake of doing 2 rolls. Okay, so I'm going to just chop these ones into long slices. I think those are probably good. Oops. Alrighty, so that's good enough what we need it for. So we'll leave it at that. And I'm going to wash my hands. I'm touching the fish. Hi Vicky, good to see you. Hope you're doing well. So now I'm going to do just 2 rolls for you to demonstrate, but you can do more. I'm going to cut a piece of seaweed, nori seaweed, in half. I'm going to use the scissors to do that. And so now I'm going to fill in one side of half of the nori seaweed with our ingredients. First I'll start with the quinoa. So I'm going to use that it's been from the fridge. It's cooled down. Oops. enough for that one. Then I'm going to put in the other ingredients. I'm going to put in some cabbage. I'm going to put in some of the red bell peppers and some carrot and some of the salmon and celery. Might put in a bit much, take this one out. And so now we're going to fold it over to seal it. And this can be done, maybe I should have done this in a quarter, in a triangle format. Okay. Alrighty. Alrighty, just roll it up as in triangle format. And so that it sticks like so into a cone. And you might want to add some water in it for it to stick on the end. I think this one is sticking. I've got some filtered water here. Just going to put some water in on this side here. Set it to the outside. Alrighty. Possibly could have filled this less. It's quite, yikes. Well, that's one roll done there. So you can see that. It's one sushi roll. I'll do the next one. As you can see, I don't mind things not being perfect. So it's whatever way you do your sushi rolls is fine. You might want to do them on a board and then switch them to a plate. If that. Okay. Try one of everything this time. And some of the salmon fish. There. I'm putting some filtered water on the side to stick it, make it sticky. And hopefully this sticks into a cone. Okay. Alrighty. So this here, you have your Quinoa sushi hand rolls. And feel free, yeah, I need to practice my rolling. But I hope you enjoyed that recipe. And do try out the recipe and let me know how you go. I would love to hear from you on how, if that was an easy and simple recipe for you, and what ingredients you used. And so I will be posting the details of my next masterclass at the end of this week about 3 obstacles to weight loss success. And so keep a lookout for that. And I have a free ebook gift on 5 surprising sources of hidden sugar to lose weight now. And feel free to click on the link above this video to claim yours. So I hope you have a fabulous week ahead and sending much love to you all. Mwah.